Everything has changed when the pandemic arrives to the tourism industry and specifically to the events industry. With the gatherings prohibited and limited, and the continuously changing of restrictions and guidelines of the government, the researchers decided to look at the business operation continuity of selected events places in Antipolo to determine their strategies to maintain, plan, and act to operations in COVID-19 pandemic. This study will contribute to other businesses in events industry who are also experiencing trouble maintaining their business in order to remain operational. Good morning to our panelists and to Mom Zamora. Our group will present the research proposal, the business operation continuity of selected events places in Antipolo amidst COVID-19 pandemic.
Our main priority why we wanted to conduct an interesting study about the selected places in Antipolo is to know how they maintain effective operations, the plans they have to cope during the pandemic, and what kind of motivation they have to stay well functioned. These are the set of objectives we have in order to stay aligned to what we really want to tell you about this research.
The statement of the problem was focused on knowing the ways of events places carry out the daily activities in the front office regarding managing customers and promotion, as well as with their daily activities in the back office regarding managing bookings, suppliers, finances, employees, and company diary, identifying the health and safety protocols implemented on establishments, and lastly, knowing the other actions taken that help the events places continue their operations.
The study is a qualitative descriptive research. This will explain, describe, and understand the situation of the selected events place in Antipolo. The said approach will help the researchers to know the insight of the management and see through their perspective. Sampling used is purposive, which identifies and selects individuals or group of individuals who are particularly knowledgeable or experienced about a subject of interest.
This chapter discusses and presents the thematic analysis of the data gathered from the Garden Hives Events Place, the Estrella Events Place and Resorts, and the Antipolo Valley Events Center as they serve as the key informants of the study. This also provides the interpretation of the findings from the informants.
For the results, for the managing customers interpretation, from the informant's answers, the representatives are responsible for ensuring that they will meet their needs, and this is by assisting the customers. It is one of the top priorities that the businesses do, and answering all of their inquiries, may it be face-to-face or online, providing them with a great positive attitude will lead them to a great deal with the customers. For the results for the promotions interpretations from the informant's answers, the promotions are essential to businesses as it helps to boost and let the people be aware that a kind of business exists. They use social media as one of the ways to promote and let people know what they can offer. They also go to bridal or tourism fairs to boost their businesses because without promotions, they will be unable to get the customers' attention and not be able to compete with the competitive market.
The convenience of walk-in and online reservation. Based on the data gathered, the result shows that the key informants still believe in using both walk-in and online reservation services because utilizing walk-in reservation, they can present thoroughly the facility and services to the consumers. However, key informants found out that by using online reservation services during the pandemic is both convenient and safer and also effective to accommodate the consumers and potential clients. Good partnership and communication with suppliers. According to the key informants, cash scheming is required to generate the money before the pandemic, and during the pandemic, payment with suppliers is required promptly after the delivery of goods. In addition, the finding shows that having a solid connection and communication with suppliers will lead to a healthy relationship, and by having a healthy relationship between suppliers and organizations will benefit both parties and allow for the sharing of ideas and feedback. It will also aid the suppliers and organizations in improving their operations and services.
When it comes to managing finances, our key informants has different ways. One of them learned how to do things independently in order to have few workers and reduce salary costs. Another one took the advantage of loan to sustain their business finances. And lastly, the other one had their multiple income streams which provide their business with an extra level of financial security.
The informants of this study are complying with the skeletal workforce rule implemented by the government, in which pertains to a work arrangement where a minimum number of employees is required to work in the office to render the service when full staffing is not possible due to the pandemic.
Several informants justify that considering unexpected events may occur at any time, plans must be flexible. This is desirable ability to have because anything may happen and being able to adapt is better. Others advocated for the creation of the contingency plan in the future to guarantee that they remain cautious against the illness in the future. They must do a risk assessment, mitigating and preventing the spread of COVID-19 in event place. All the informats are referring to a set of safety standards that must be followed when a guest enter a venue for an event. Wearing a face mask and face shield, presenting a vaccination card, conducting a temporary check, and scanning a QR code are the main rules that guests must observe. These are the most efficient way for ensuring the safety of everyone.
The chosen strategies of our informants are choosing to invest on their employees with the use of software technology so that they can be more flexible with doing other tasks. And they also chose to observe their competitors so that they can create a unique strategy that would make the business stand out from them.
This study clearly shows how most of the events in Antipolo are coping with the current pandemic, how it dramatically affects the industry, and the most common strategies to sustain the business despite the threats they get. Throughout the searching stage, researchers learned more and appreciated the value of these businesses, and that events place are highly in demand in the present, especially after a long hiatus of COVID restrictions for events and gatherings.
Pandemic has been a challenge for all of the businesses, including the events industry. From the responses of the participants, it only shows that no matter how challenging the situation is, if you want to make something work, you can make it work with proper planning and strategies. You can control every situation that you're in, or blend with it and seek opportunities. From their experiences, it will help other events businesses when it comes to the continuity of their business and gain knowledge on how to improve or maintain their operations.
Thank you for listening. That's the end of our presentation. We appreciate your comments and suggestions. Thank you.